Let's talk about a million versus a billion. If you had $1 million, okay?
If I had $1 million.
Amazing song.
It's in my brain. Okay.
Can't unhear it.
This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Welcome back to the Backwards Beats podcast. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
And I'm Dan Woodard, huh?
I'm Dan Woodard. Ha. And this is a very fun evening for us as we get to rally around yet another part of my childhood. What are we listening to this week, Dan?
We're listening to the album 400 Degreez.
With a Z.
With a Z by Juvenile.
And this album was released in 1998.
Mm-hmm.
I was in 8th grade.
I was not.
And so I entered high school to this album effectively.
Nice.
We really didn't understand much about it, but I do remember the sound of it, kind of the, as the kids would call aura now, the vibe it put out there.
Yeah, and so tell me about that. What?
It was not like most of the hip hop we had been listening to at this time. We were heavily influenced up until this point by Tupac, the Notorious B.I.G., Nas. I think the Fugees were really influential at this point in time as well, if I'm not mistaken, because they kind of blended hip hop, and you got the singing from Lauryn Hill on top of this.
Yeah.
And so you had like Wyclef and Praz. Wyclef's kind of a Bama, but back then he was cool. And Lauryn being by far the best MC in that group as well. Those were the tunes that would really dominate dance floors, because yes, we had those back then. Alongside some other kind of production as well that we would see. Notably, like Quad City DJs were doing Come On Ride the Train.
Yeah.
And we had, a bunch of kind of fun soiree into upbeat, almost techno-y hip-hop dance music as well.
Yeah.
Kind of club forward. And so when this came out, it was a new style of music for our ears.
Yeah, it was. And we should talk about that after we talk a little bit about Terrius and his life.
Say more about Sir Terrius.
Terrius Gray, Juvenile. He grew up in the Magnolia Projects of New Orleans.
Yeah.
And we hear about that quite a bit on this album.
Quite a bit, indeed. I think they say Magnolia in the first, 4 tracks in a row.
Yeah, and Magnolia was a housing project in New Orleans. It was basically stood up in 1941 and was a pretty crappy place to be.
Sure.
A lot of hip hop artists, or New Orleans hip hop artists, came out of Magnolia. Eventually, Magnolia fell to insane disrepair. It became a really rough part of town. I believe it's in the 3rd Ward of New Orleans. They started in the early 2000s doing like a restoration, revitalization with some demolition. Hurricane Katrina, of course, messed that up. Mm-hmm. And then they brought it back, I think, like 2008. And now it's been rebranded, renamed. I forget what it is now, but something that sort of taking the stigma away. It sounds like a nice gentrified name, but it still is, low income, fixed income housing.
The center at Magnolia's.
Yeah.
Is there a Harris Teeter?
Probably. There's a YMCA. I do know that.
That's good for
Yep.
the community.
Yeah. And so Terrius, he started honing his skills in New Orleans in the local block party and like bounce scene,
Okay.
which is a whole scene of, I guess, club, which is where you started to talk about club, dance music, a bit of call and response, which you'll hear to varying degrees on this album. Okay. He made his recording debut via DJ Jimmy Tracks.
Tell me it's with an X.
No. No, it's not. In the song It's Jimmy in 1991, and then Bounce for the Juvenile in 1993. And then he released Being Myself in 1994 on Warlock Records. It got local buzz, but didn't really go anywhere.
Penetrate the national market.
Yeah. And then after some creative disagreements and et cetera, he worked a day job at a gas processing plant before being spotted by Cash Money's Birdman.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love Birdman. I forgot all about him.
Yeah. He spotted at a bus stop, freestyled for him, which led to him getting signed with Cash Money.
Literally things that you see in the movies.
Yeah.
Give me my shot. Here's my freestyle on the street.
Right. And that became his introduction to Mannie Fresh.
Ah, the producer of this album.
That's correct. 1997, he released Soldier Rags.
Dope name for an album.
Yeah. SOLJA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't believe we still didn't get tracks with an X, but so be it.
And we'll talk about Soldier Rags a little bit later, but that was also produced on Cash Money Records by Mannie Fresh, sold about 200,000 copies independently, which...
That's enough to like get rolling.
Yeah. He also joined the Hot Boys with BG.
Hot Boys.
Yeah. BG, Lil Wayne, and Turk. And appeared on their debut album, How to Get You Live in 1997.
Cool.
Yeah.
So he was pretty stinking busy between 91 and 97.
Yeah. If you actually see him out and about, he seems like he's got a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen his NPR Tiny Desk.
Yeah.
And I didn't really have any grasp on who he is as a person. And the beauty of the Tiny Desk production, besides fantastic sound, is the intimacy and kind of the stripped back nature, especially because you catch a lot of artists who are much older now who will go back. And yeah, he seems quite charismatic and approachable and pretty hardworking.
Yeah, especially given the kind of dire situation, location he grew up in.
And I don't mean hardworking in like a derogatory sense. I mean, like there's artists where you're like, okay, mofo, like they walk in with like a lot of like, they have 6 people who follow them in carrying their Starbucks cup.
Yeah.
He just seemed like he was so stoked to be there and like natural in his element I am a performing musician today.
Yeah, I mean, I think he definitely enjoys having a little bit of money.
No question about that.
Because they sing about it like 1,000 times on this album, but...
Yeah, I mean, the Cash Money era exists because literally it's kind of the content of this album. I was asking, my wife was asking about this one, and she's like, all right, so what'd you learn about 400 Degrees? And, this is not, we'll talk in depth more about kind of what each song talks about. But as a theme, there is no real big storytelling or character arc here. You're revisiting a lot of the same content. And in the hierarchy of kind of the top 3 subjects that we speak about, having access to wealth is probably number 2.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of hood culture, hustle culture.
There's quite a bit of violence that's in the number 1 slot.
Yep.
Which is to be expected coming up in a projects type of area, which a lot of cities have.
Yeah.
But the bragging and or trying to gain wealth and fortune was a prominent subject.
Yeah. And this album, I'll kind of say really in many ways did help open the door for Southern rap. There were other bands that came out, bands, what am I? Like, listen to me. Other artists who came out, before, I think you might have mentioned when we were talking offline about Two Live Crew. They're out of they're Florida, I think, right? And
Yeah, but say that if not Florida, they're Georgia. But
Yeah.
they probably are Florida. I mean, you can look back. I mean, Outkast was starting to cut teeth in this era in a big way too.
They were, but they were getting booed
Indeed, they were. But I mean,
until Andre 3000 said.
now look who's getting booed.
Yeah, yeah.
Andre for not being out here doing it.
Yeah.
But no, there was an awakening of the kind of Southern rap culture, and this sound was so unique on that front, unmistakably theirs.
Yeah, and if you really break it down, and I'm not going to claim to be a complete expert on this, but at the time, you really had East Coast and West Coast, which were very different, not very different, but different styles. East Coast started early, late 70s, 80s, and it was a lot more of like fun, happy, bragging.
It just reminds me of Kid and Play. It's kind of like antics, a lot of like heavy wordplay.
Yeah.
More so than like culture definition.
Yeah.
Initially, I'm thinking like really, really old school, and the focus was on a lot of the hip hop culture around sampling old records and keeping up a tempo and putting on a good block party with an incredibly cobbled together sound system.
Yeah.
Breakdancing, right? That was such the initial East Coast feel.
It was, yeah. You had like Grandmaster Flash and Cool Herc and folks like that who are really like, this is like late 70s.
And then you scooch over to the West Coast.
Yeah.
And that to me felt like it was all about attitude. Literally. Sometimes in NWA. But you end up with just this swagger. And of course the production sounds. The use of synth that came out of the West Coast style. And I think that's the flavor. That's what divided the two.
Yeah, yeah. I think NWA was obviously a big deal. You mentioned Tupac. We had Dr. Dre. We had,
of course.
that was coming out a little bit later. You had on the East Coast, you had Public Enemy, which was the
Nas, baby.
Yep. And Wu-Tang was East Coast.
Of course. And I mean, the guys who repped New York alone, like it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
And so you had the kind of East Coast birthplace would be a very fair way. West Coast enhancement. East Coast then clap back to the point where you end up with the feud.
Yep.
And while that feud's going on, it's like third world power starts to bubble up from the South.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Early
Exactly.
90s.
Exactly. Should we just sort of wrap this section up?
Yeah, I'd like to get down to the nitty gritty of the songs.
Yeah, so last thing maybe worth saying is that this won Billboard Music Award for Top R&B Album in 1999.
Top R&B?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not an R&B album.
Not at all. There's no singing. Like there's a little.
Yeah. Gone Ride With Me, maybe.
We'll talk about that later. I was saying like think about which R&B artists were out at that time. My God, like that's like who was he up against?
All right, let me check here. Okay, so Juvenile won. He was against DMX,
Not R&B.
Lauryn Hill.
If this is her album, absolutely, yes, very R&B.
Yeah, it was the Miseducation.
Misinformation, yeah.
Yep. And R. Kelly.
Who back then pre-peeing on people was like very R&B. He was every family picnic album type thing.
So two of these things are not like the other.
Agreed, but man, I would take DMX over Juvenile.
Yeah.
Like he had better R&B singer features even, right?
Yeah.
And outside of barking at people, I was a big DMX fan. We kept trying to see him. He kept no showing concerts, and we were really excited because there was one where it was Godsmack and DMX at the same concert.
Okay, I can see that.
Insane, right? And it was down at whatever Capital One Arena was in the middle of DC. And my buddy Chris and I schlepped all the way down there, only at the show to figure out he didn't come on.
That's a lot of male energy.
I was so pissed. Oh, it's so much energy. Luckily, Godsmack and some of the other bands who were there were really good. It was one of like anger management tour type things, I think, early on.
Yeah.
With that said,
so who else was hot in R&B in
99?
Yeah.
Destiny's Child.
Okay, yep.
Mariah Carey was still very much a thing. I believe Maxwell was a thing. Was D'Angelo a thing? I'm not sure. Monica and Brandy were both a thing or somewhere around that era. Because I can remember in 99, I was in 9th grade. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing more seminal in my mind that you'll ever think about than having 9th grade, your dances, your first homecoming. Mm-hmm. I remember the songs. Mm-hmm. Whitney Houston was still alive. Mm-hmm. Montel Jordan was still doing a thing. 702 was doing a thing. R. Kelly was singing with Puffy. It was, for you youngins, is Diddy.
Yeah.
Once again, that combo is gross, but
match made in hell.
Exactly. But back then, were gods on the stage. Who else? Faith Evans was a thing. You could go on and on with name brand actual R&B artists. I find it hilariously disrespectful that this album was even in the running, let alone won.
As an R&B album.
As an R&B album.
Yeah.
And frankly, if I were to go against the hip hop albums at the time, I'd probably say the same too.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe there's just a category. I don't know who he was up against in the rap world, but maybe there's a category he didn't win there, and they just said, well, he's a big deal. This album is a big deal.
He got Cowboy Cartered. You know, I don't see it. I can give the album the credit on when these songs hit clubs, they were absolute fire before the term fire existed. I get that. It's just not R&B.
Agreed.
Right? This is like giving, Rolling Stones the best metal album. It's just not right.
Well, actually, that happened to Jethro Tull, but yes.
Jethro Tull won best metal?
They beat Metallica. You don't know about this?
No, but this is how I'm looking at this. It's the same exact lens, man.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, even Jethro Tull was kind of like, what?
What?
Yeah.
I play flute.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a little depressed.
But hey, this album is a big deal, regardless of our feelings on it. Well, it was not an R&B album.
Yeah, great.
So that's not even feelings. That's like fact.
Precisely. But there's so much to discuss on it. It's ripe with energy and ideas and a lot of creativity.
It's got some bounce to it.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
We'll get into the actual meat and potatoes after the sponsor.
Cash Money Eviction Service. Landlords sick of tenants thinking they run the block. Sick of waiting on courts, letters, excuses. Don't wait. Don't negotiate. It's your property. It's time to call Cash Money. When B-Snatch knocks, your tenants will listen. If they don't, we'll kick the door down so hard, your tenants' bowels will erupt in fecal torrent, guaranteeing they'll lose their security deposit. Ain't got time for no pansy-ass excuses. He'll urinate on your family photos and drag and kick your puppy. It's time to go, bitches. This isn't eviction, this is Cash Money Eviction Services. One call, one B-Snatch, 400 degrees of pure relentless landlord power. Get your money and property back and make those deadbeat posers pay in every way possible.
Yeah, they don't make them like Greg Giraldo anymore, do they?
They do not.
May you rest in peace, my love. Okay, so we're jumping into an album that is 18 songs.
That's correct.
Short, long. It's over an hour long. Hour 12.
Yeah.
So not by any standard a standout at that time. I remember albums being quite long. Mm-hmm. I think when CDs started to drop and you had all of the space for data you could squeeze onto them, it was like 700 megabytes.
Yep.
People and these CDA tracks, people were like, let's use the space. There's a value because they were asking higher prices for CDs.
Yeah.
My first CD purchases were $8 to $12, which was, back then that was like spending like $25 now,
Yeah. Easily.
And so I think there was an expectation to have a little more beef on these things than what you could traditionally squish onto a cassette, which is where we came from prior to that.
Yeah, and this is hitting the upper bound because CDs were between like 74 and 80 minutes, like their capacity.
No, this is definitely, they're using the space.
Yeah, so it's 72 minutes because you said hour 12.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other piece that you're going to get here is common, as we've spoken about in hip hop time and time again. You end up with sometimes some intros or some interlude, more talk-based tracks. There's a minute or two spread throughout the album. This one has one or two, plus also a couple of remixes on it.
That's correct, yeah. And Common is from the Midwest.
Never heard that one before, bud.
You heard it about an hour ago.
That's exactly right. He used to be Common Sense before, I guess, the name just changed to Common.
I think that's better than, it's like Facebook used to be the Facebook.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You also have to wonder, it was Common Sense, and it was spelled S-E-N-C, not C-E-N-T-S.
Right.
So people didn't think he was poor.
He doesn't look poor.
No, not at all. And I wonder, he had his hip-hop career, but he also had his acting career.
John Wick.
Kind of simultaneously. Yeah.
He's awesome in John Wick, actually.
Yeah, and that's not the only one. He did another action movie that was in that same genre.
Yeah.
Where he's like blowing through buildings with someone. What was the one? They had to like work their way out of a building, like floor by floor. With him and a couple others. But he's been typecast into this role.
Yeah.
But he's always kind of a badass, but like really good looking and well spoken.
Oh, he's gorgeous, yeah.
What I loved about Common's hip hop albums was you could hear every word he said. He was really clean about it. And also content wise, he was, even when talking about some crude stuff about girls cheating on him and stuff like that, he was always, I don't know, just strikes me as a gentleman.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. He's very clean in his delivery.
Congenial?
Yeah. Not always the case on this album.
Oh, I was about to say, I was going to use that as a pitching point. This is not what you're going to catch here, per se. So you end up with this intro track here, literally just called Intro. And it's featuring Juvenile and then Big Timers.
Well, it's really Mannie Fresh who's introducing.
Well, that's the first verse that you hear,
Yeah.
And Mannie Fresh being the producer, for those who may have missed that the first time around. Any notes on kind of the overall vibe of Mannie Fresh's production style?
Well, he's known for not sampling.
Yeah, a lot of this is created as if you were looking today, you see a lot of producers kind of sitting at a smaller rig than you would think a production studio would have, using virtual instruments, synthesizers, predetermined drum beats, MPC drums, synthesizer basses. But he didn't shy away from some live bass playing on this album for sure.
There's a real bass once or twice. For sure.
A couple of good times, and they're good. There's some guitar on this album. There's a couple analog and live instruments we'll get to as we go there. But overall, he kind of has what's been described as a rubbery bass line.
Yep.
And so you have these synths and then the ability to kind of swing them into the next note. And he really used that often.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy the music of this intro. I was talking with my son about rap albums and the whole like skit thing.
Are you sure this isn't an R&B album?
Sorry, R&B albums. There are pitches on this album. And he was
love this.
And my son happened to mention, it's like sometimes the interludes, like the backing track is better than the album. He's like, why didn't you just make that into a song? And this is one of those, the backing track is one of the better backing tracks on the album, in my opinion. And so I feel like even though this intro is what's 2 minutes and change.
And there's a lot of just kind of introduction yelling.
Yeah. You mentioned Juvenile, I mentioned Magnolia.
Magnolia.
Yeah.
That's a tree, not a bush, right?
That's correct. And I just remembered the name of what the Magnolia Projects were called. It's now called Harmony Oaks.
Did they cut down the magnolia trees and replace them?
They may have.
Or maybe oak and magnolia grows. My mom has a magnolia tree. These things drop those like leathery, massive black beetle leaves. They're like 8 inches long. You can't like leaf blow these suckers. So
they're dense.
They're
and
dense
thick.
as hell.
Yeah.
And when they die, they look real ugly on the tree. So I wouldn't blame the magnolias for them for chopping some magnolias down here.
Magnolia, to my understanding, is definitely a native New Orleans plant. I've been to New Orleans, Louisiana. Can an oak tree even grow down there? Is there enough like soil to like? They're almost underwater anyway. Like I don't even know.
Yeah,
haven't thought about that. But anyway,
We need to take our trip. I agree with you on the fidelity and the catchiness of this tune.
Ba-ba.
Done really good stabs. And it's a really clean, wide open sonic space.
Yeah.
Like everything kind of lives in its home, and it's a high energy. It's funny because it set my ears up for a little bit of deception. I was like, oh, this is going to be fat. I really like this production.
Yeah.
Because though this album resonated through my childhood, I never owned this, and I certainly never listened to this album in its entirety. I knew 3 or 4 marquee songs off of it, and that was about it.
yeah.
But now there's a nice energy here. There's a very clean production style, and you got to give Mannie some love for that.
And what I think is interesting, and we'll probably talk about this more than once, is like the beats to me that he creates, in my opinion, have a much more of a retro feel to me, even though he's using 808s and that kind of stuff.
Hand clap stacks on every snare drum.
Yeah.
You start to actually catch a little bit of the hi-hat skitter here too that would lead hard into trap music down the road. This is one producer.
Ooh, it might even be on this song, actually.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you hear that hi-hat, that high frequency start to move quicker through its pattern, you can kind of fast forward and see where we live today.
Yeah, the cicadas are coming.
The cicadas. It must be an every 18-year thing. So there really isn't much going on lyrically here. If you want to hear the credits in reverse, there you go.
Yeah, so we talked about this on the Daddy Yankee episode, where very often the artist will talk about the producer and just
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes. Yeah, here it's the reverse. To your point, so well done.
Yeah, cool hype idea. Good way to open the album. Will say Spotify listens quite weak. 1.2 mil.
Yeah,
First song of the album, and sure it's an intro, but catchy one.
yeah,
I think this is underserved.
yeah, probably. But the next song is the most popular one, huh?
I would say it is the most popular one. Ha.
I'll tell you why I'm not saying it that way.
I know why you're not saying it that way. Yeah, and sure enough, it's called Ha, H-A.
Yes.
It's now just shy of 15 million. Interesting stuff going on, by the way, on the front end of this album. I had a note. After the intro, the next 4 songs are all significantly over 4 minutes,
Yeah.
which is not what you're seeing nowadays. Now, everybody quashes everything under 3.5. They're really taking their time on these.
Yeah. Well, I feel like back in the day, it was more about just getting the story across. They weren't worried so much necessarily about radio play.
Yeah, the saturation that we have now with the indie market wasn't there.
Yeah.
And this song was, could make the argument, the second most popular or the most popular. I would call it second most popular.
Yeah.
As an earworm, but still highly recognizable in his catalog.
For sure. And a couple interesting things. The music video for this was shot in the projects, in Magnolia Project. And at least according to Pitchfork magazine, all the drug dealers agreed to shut down to allow for the production to be uninterrupted.
Wow.
That's
an accomplishment.
yeah.
Imagine having to be the guy who negotiates that.
Yeah, like if you shut down like Times Square, you have to get a lot of permits. There's no permits here, but the business folk.
You're like, look, this is going to be good for everybody.
Yep.
We're going to get oak trees.
Yeah. So go ahead.
This production, the way this song sounds, is like a really, really hard turn from what we just heard in the intro, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And what I actually saw a little clip of Juvenile talking about this song, and he really wanted to like recreate Soja Rag. And he had this idea, and he asked Mannie, "Hey, can you just create a beat like Soja Rag?" Mm-hmm. And Mannie didn't. He created this beat.
Go Mannie. Yeah. I mean, it's an odd beat, man.
Right. And so it actually, because of that, led him to change his whole tack. So it had Mannie listen to him, the song wouldn't exist.
I mean, and that's the trust you put in a producer.
Yeah.
Or if you just don't have money for studio time or whatever it is, like you're just like, okay, I gotta work with what I got.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was. I mean, obviously before this album he had some recognition, but also it seemed like Mannie helped get him there.
Yeah. Yeah.
The kind of like really muted out clap snare in this thing and the drony synth actually works really well.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a long shot from where we started just an intro ago.
Yeah. Now, the reason I've been saying huh instead of ha is Juvie sort of refers to his own style as like off the porch flow. And so ha is a question. So basically it's like Jeopardy kind of. Like you say a sentence like the Saints won the Super Bowl, huh?
Which it would be, what is the Saints?
Yeah, or did the Saints win? Or did the
Saints?
Saints win the Super Bowl? Or so it's a confirmation. So ha comes out of the vernacular and slang of New Orleans in that area.
Yeah, I mean, and you can find that small extensions of that, or at least things that are alike and
Yeah,
right. It's the same kind of play.
Yeah,
For all of our Canadian friends.
yeah,
But and he does. He asks a series of questions here about some very specific scenarios.
yeah. And this song has 2 samples in it.
What are they?
Soja Rags.
Okay, sure. So he got it in the end.
Yep. And Run For It.
Run for, yeah. I mean, man, they really leaned on that, didn't they?
They sure did.
And that won't be the first time we hear that cadence either on this album.
That's correct.
This song definitively sets the tone for the rap cadence that Juvenile provides. This is his dominant style. If you were to look at like, okay, cool, like a lot of rappers have like a way of presenting themselves. You get a couple rappers who then go into 2 or 3 different voices. You get like your Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady type thing, which later Nicki Minaj would try and do her own play on.
Kendrick does it.
Yeah, Kendrick does it a ton. But like you go back even, and you could find songs where Nas would have kind of a more laid back versus an incredibly attacking. Talib Kweli was full of it as well.
Yep.
A different kind of cool styles. His dominant, his 90% of the time is this kind of fast. It's not mumbled.
No.
But what does frustrate me is it turns into a jumble because they double track him on freaking everything. And it's really audio. It's not a good audio trick because the inflection of which he's speaking and the speed at which he's speaking don't line up. And when you're speaking that fast, clarity is lost over a double.
Yeah, and he's not precise with his doubling is your point.
That's one of the points.
Yeah.
The second one is, as much as I like Mannie as a producer of music, I feel like Juvenile's always further back in the mix than I want him. Consistently, over the course of the whole album, he's like 3 dB and like a mid-high away on the EQ from being present enough that the double trick could work.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to make for a point of clarity, we didn't actually say this. If you don't know the song, virtually every line is finished with ha.
Yeah.
That's the
Everything
gimmick.
he says is a kind of question,
Yep.
And then he goes to the next thing,
Yep.
Overall, you end up with what I think is a really good profile of what Juvenile's going to give you for the rest of the album consistently. You're talking about hustling. You're talking about streets in New Orleans. There's no question about it. We're well into the theme of somewhere between violence and money.
Yep.
And not much in the realm of like sexuality, love, that kind of stuff.
That comes later.
That it will, but probably not in the same frequency that you're going to hear in other hip hop and R&B albums at this time.
Yeah, that's true.
So great tune overall, and you shouldn't have to miss it if you turn this album on. It's literally the second song.
Yeah, and a couple other artists took on the ha moniker.
Who would follow?
So you had Thuggin' Noise by ASAP, came out in 2012.
Okay.
Want Her by Mustard in 2012.
Mustard.
Yep. Kendrick Lamar did it on the song Element in 2017.
Not surprised, and he knew what he was doing.
Flip the Switch by Quavo in 2018.
Okay. Don't know what that is.
Kanye West did it in Yikes.
Yikes.
Yikes, yeah. Eminem did it in Road Rage in his 20 to 24 song.
Also, probably like a Kendrick, like big choice, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, in the song Road Rage, he has the line, "You wish he'd grow up and not be so juvenile, huh?"
Oh, perfectly put.
Yeah.
That's it. He's brilliant. That
Yep.
man. That brilliant. Yeah, it's a signature. Mm-hmm. Cool. Let's move on. Go and Ride With Me. And this one, you know, if I were to write the title "Go and Ride With Me," it would have been G-O-N. They went G-O-N-E, Gone, Ride With Me.
Yeah.
Interesting choice there. Just shy of 5 million listens, sits at just about 4.5 minutes. And this one, though, I don't agree with the E on the title. That title absolutely reminds me of a title from, I don't know, insert West Coast rap song here.
Right.
And immediately you get like one of those very traditional West Coast, like double piano synth, like da 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 type of line, right?
Yeah.
It feels like West Coast rap initially.
It does. And it's his nine's gonna ride with me.
Yeah.
Right.
The backbeat here reminds me kind of like Picture Me Rollin' by Tupac. And I think that because it's melodic in that sense and kind of has like it's not a slow jam groove, but it's like a bump and grind type of groove.
Yeah.
That might be why we start to get this R&B record designation.
Yeah, I'm calling BS on that, but
I'm
yeah.
stretching to make sense of
No, you're being
the thing you dropped on me earlier.
I didn't. It wasn't. These are just the research I did.
I'm stressed out about it.
Yeah.
All right, you tell me your opinion.
This isn't a hip hop. This is not a R&B song.
I don't think it's an R&B song.
This is a gangsta song.
Of course, it's a West Coast gangster rap song.
Yeah.
But because it feels more melodic, it's not boom bap.
Yeah, because he sings.
Ugh, that's what you want to call it.
So I wrote it here because I've crapped on autotune 1,000 times, but man,
We'll take it here.
I'll take it. Yeah. Not as an effect to actually fix the pitch.
Yeah, you know what it is too. There's that, you know, about like the sub bass effect.
Yeah,
that was such a West Coast signature to me.
Yeah,
and it's used well here.
Yeah, it is. I almost feel like as I saw this write up on this. It's like, this shows Juvenile's growing melodic instincts. I'm like, instincts? I feel like Mannie sat with a keyboard and played each note so he could emulate it. I don't feel like he's hitting his pitches because he can intrinsically.
No, I agree with that. But I appreciate that they felt the need to kind of put a melody to this to some extent. And when you get these like Ride With Me type of tropes, Cash Money lifestyle, you know, kind of invitation, be part of this. Yep. I consider these songs inclusive. Like, put it this way, you can look at Shakespeare's Petty. You can only write 11, 12 stories.
Yep.
I can't quote him because I don't read him, but I know that quote exists. In any form of music, and you've seen me hinting at this whole time, you can write so many. There are a ton of songs that invite you to roll with someone. Nelly did it. If you want to go take a ride with me, the aforementioned Tupac. Picture me rolling in my 500 Benz.
Yep.
This is another one of those type of tunes, and it's all about how can we emulate or simulate windows down and car that's cool at the time of choice and sunset on coast choice. You know, tunes bumping, Friday night feel. We all know that. Fantastic Voyage by Coolio, right? Mm-hmm. This is what that is, I think.
I think so. I mean, obviously this is talking about like the economics of drugs and betrayal and trying to be street smart. There's a lot of that going on.
Sure, but pushed through the lens of someone kind of rolling through it.
Yeah.
The Training Day scenario, if you will.
There you go. Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
Will AI pick that up as a movie? Hey, AI, Training Day, the DVD.
So my first car was a 1978 Monte Carlo, in what Denzel drove was a Monte Carlo in that.
Who was the other? Who played the rookie?
Is it Ethan Hawke?
Okay, yes, that's exactly who it was.
Yeah.
God, it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. Good soundtrack too.
I don't know what was on it.
Oh yeah, we should. We'll have to listen
during break.
Yeah, check out the Training Day soundtrack. Some good stuff.
Nice. There it is.
Yeah.
Keep going. Monte Carlo.
Yeah, and so obviously Denzel's was black. Mine was. It was the 78. It was brown, of course, because it was, you know. But I loved that car. And then when it showed up in something like Training Day, and he had, you know, he decked it out a little bit.
No, his was pimped out.
Yeah, mine was not.
And you were like, I need to smoke PCP.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh man, yeah. I actually like this song. There's a cool cadence to it. It's a nice way to go in. The singing is laughable.
Sus.
Laughable. Like I laughed out loud.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely warns the outsiders not to cross CMB.
Oh yeah, it's pretty clear. And do you feel like he's authentic to his area? Do you feel like he actually would crack a head on the sidewalk, or he's telling the tale of somebody who would?
It's unclear because he doesn't come across as someone who would behave that way.
He comes across him as
in real life,
a weathered journalist of the area.
Yeah.
You know, like he often doesn't. There's people who are like DMX. We've talked about a bunch. It's like he's like, I will kill you. You know, and you're just like, yeah, of course you will.
I believe you.
Yeah. Juvenile never comes across as like, I'm gonna really rip you apart. Or if he does, he doesn't ever use like vocal inflection to get you there.
Yeah, I agree. This doesn't feel like West Coast, like angry, like I'm scared of you.
Yeah, I agree.
He says scary things.
Yeah, and he paints a decent picture. There's some imagery there from time to time.
Oh, for sure.
And so I give him some respect here. Overall, not a bad song.
No.
Flossin season. Flossin this time is spelled the way I would do it. FLOSSIN apostrophe. Season. This drops off by more than half, down to 2 million listens.
Just note that the apostrophe does not save in the amount of things you have to type.
No, it doesn't. It's just another character space.
Yep.
The more you know. Here we start to bring in some guests. You have Juvenile, Big Timers, and Big, I assume it is, with the ups. They use a exclamation point in place of an I. Kind of cool.
Yeah.
And these are to be now what will be usual suspects now down the album line. There's only one more I think we bring in for the rest of the album.
Yeah,
which will
a notable
keep a
one.
surprise.
We'll keep a surprise in case you don't know.
We won't. Can we not blow the surprise here, even though we had to talk about it earlier?
We cannot blow the surprise. Oh, well, there's a different surprise we haven't talked about.
Okay.
Yeah. We won't talk about the surprise you're talking about here. We'll move on. I guess there are 2 surprises, friends. So just sit tight.
Stay tuned.
Or maybe it's not a surprise, but
Okay. So you end up with some guests on this one. Also reminds me of a West Coast beat.
yeah, this actually does have a sample in it.
What's the sample?
Maxwell's Luxury Cocature, which came out the same year.
Man, that's a quick grab.
Yeah.
I love Maxwell, dude.
Yeah.
I heard I listened to a piece on him on NPR maybe last year, but he has some great tunes. He's such a based, like, down to earth singer, and still very active in this community.
Yeah. Would you say he's a rap artist or an R&B artist?
Oh, at this point in time, he could be a punk artist. It wouldn't matter if this
Yeah.
if this is an R&B album. Maxwell is my favorite jazz folk album of all time.
Yeah. But I'm saying, is that why this is an R&B album? Because
Who
Maxwell's on
knows?
it?
I mean, it was so funny when I was rattling off names earlier. Maxwell was considered B tier to like a Mariah Carey, right? Like, or Beyonce's first form.
Right.
And yet Maxwell is legendary. Maxwell will outlive everything. I love that guy for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
What are your feelings about the pan flute on this one?
It's it's fake, right?
It is.
Yeah, they didn't hire like some Peruvian dude to come in and take care of that. I laughed at it, but you know what? It's not the only example of like a cheesy instrument, especially like one that's is emulated, being used in this era. There's a pan flutey thing going in like I Like Your Smile on the TLC album that dropped right around this. I guess Crazy Sexy Cool was 95 or 96.
Yeah.
But people were using this kind of stuff. It's like whatever your Korg Triton or Roland Phantom or whatever you're the best new keyboard on the market that always boasted having 5,000 effects was, someone's using them.
Well, I think even Zamfir was still in the zeitgeist, so
Good call out there.
king of the pan flute.
Yes, indeed. Have we talked about pan flute for 2 weeks in a row?
No, we did. We talked about it on Daddy Yankee.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Well, twice in 1 month is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
This is really talking, I mean, flossing, we're really talking about the wealth gain here, and kind of listing it out. And you get to hear the stylistics of some other artists here. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't really know what to say because there's a surprise artist on this one, even though he only shows up in the chorus.
In the chorus.
Yeah.
But there's some
And
other
not,
vocals.
and not that recognizable as... as you
yeah, not
pointed
the
out.
signature sound you know. We'll drop that bomb in the second half.
Yep.
I like Big.
Yeah.
I like his vocal tone. I like his presentation. He might be my favorite person on this track.
Yeah, I think we talked about Juvenile's clarity or lack thereof. And I think bringing in other artists kind of helps like reset the palette.
It does. It also highlights
Lack of clarity.
how the namesake,
Yeah.
it sounds like he's got a mouthful of corn kernels at times.
Well, he's rocking the grills, you know?
Uh-huh. Not worth.
I would, my suggestion, again, I'm not a famous rapper. Take the grills out while you're recording. For clarity.
I just want to hear you.
Yeah.
I just want to hear what you're saying. Because I overall like his cadence, love his swagger, think the flow is good, think the track is good.
This is a 4.5 minute song. Let's hear what you got to say.
There you go. But he had some help, as we mentioned. So I like this tune as much as I like Gone Ride With Me. I like them both slightly less than Ha. I like this song and the intro more than anything so far.
So there's a funny thing that I pulled out of here. When they start getting into, there's like a sing-songy part where it's a CMR millionaires, right? Let them know it's flossing season everywhere. All of a sudden, obviously this came out afterwards. I couldn't place the song, but it felt like what Flight of the Conchords do.
Which is?
It's just the sing-songy way they do it. I could not pull which song it was. Initially, I thought it was the hip hoppopotamus versus the rhinoceros.
My lyrics are bottomless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Classic.
Well, what Flight of the Conchords did so effectively was listen to a catalog of music and then pretty much find a common ground and emulate it.
Yeah, I literally spent like 45 minutes going through their catalog to like, which song am I hearing here? It's definitely a Jermaine stylization that's going on, but
It's still very good.
yeah,
Oh, Flight. They're not going to make the top 500, will they?
they will not. They're
Unfortunately, we are robbed. One day we'll do a segment called "We Were Robbed" or "They Were Robbed."
Yeah.
And we should start tracking this because I would put them on mine.
Yeah, aren't they the number 2 folk parody act in New Zealand?
New Zealand.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Murray? All right, let's move on to song number 5, "Ghetto Children."
I got bills to pay, man.
That's right, you do. At 3.3 million listens, this isn't going to pay for itself.
This is where you mentioned a bass line.
Yeah,
Well, you didn't mention it, but this is a song where a real bass.
Well, it's kind of reggae-ish, and so I think that always calls for real bass,
Yeah.
if nothing else.
Yeah, it's like a 1/4 chord progression that's going on. So
Actually, quite a good vibe. So far, backing tracks for me are 4.5 for 5.
yeah, I love the instrumentation on this. It just really, I don't know, vibe is great.
Yeah, I will say there's something that matches, that pairs well. You know, Mary Milk and Cookies about when you put a reggae song about talking about poor kids in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Like you'll never go wrong with that combination. It's so conducive to it because it gives you enough time to say it. It generally makes you feel reggae tunes are generally in traditional ways, simple chord progressions so you can focus more on lyrics, harmonies, textures. And this song kind of touches on that more so than anything else on this album would.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely like a song of poverty. It's about surviving the projects. You know, he talks about, young hustlers who are trying to like make money amidst all this violence.
Yep.
And I don't know, actually content-wise, like lyrical content, this might be my favorite lyrical content song on the album.
It shows early enough in the album that there's a little more behind the mask here.
Yeah.
It's empathetic. It's not glorifying that lifestyle. It's kind of just reporting on it, as I said earlier.
It's almost reporting on it, or almost potentially talking as a mentor who might be a little wiser than someone younger.
You said that perfectly. That's a really good read. Yeah, because sometimes you think about people like there's a fine line between acknowledging and giving advice, and there's a fine line between boasting and acknowledging. So like he kind of just rides that gray space really well here.
Yeah, I feel like it's like if you're gonna have to do this, here's a way you can do this.
Which is in that situation what I imagine I'd want to hear.
Yeah.
And set to a track that I think is appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice tune.
Yeah.
It is the first of its type so far on this album.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to episodes before this, welcome in. One of the things I'm pretty hot on religiously is, variety across an album of songs. You're playing the same thing over and over again versus, are you scattered? This is neat because it's kind of an Easter egg. It's the first of its kind to pop out here.
It's definitely neat.
Oh, Daniel. You should follow me now.
We are two white people talking about a rap
Follow me now
album.
to song 6. Just over 2 million listens, clocking in just under 4 minutes. Still pretty long songs by all terms here.
Yeah, this is a pretty neat song too.
Yeah, you end up with we're now in a whole new tempo bracket.
Yeah.
We're upbeat. We're on the bounce.
Well, because we have Oye Como Va.
And there it is.
Yeah.
Which is notoriously known by or presented to us by Santana.
Right, but this is actually the Tito Puente sample.
Ah, very good.
The
OG.
originator, yeah.
The OG.
Yep.
That's so funny. Tito Puente is so good.
He's so good.
Did you see him with me?
I did not.
We caught Tito Puente down at Strathmore one time. I didn't really know what to expect, but I just knew he was the best at what he did. He's so charismatic.
He is.
He's really, really like, you kind of, when you watching him perform, he's just doing these like hand gestures and he's just smiling real big the whole time.
Yeah.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah, think of like when, except this is authentic and real and not corny, but think of like when Fred Armisen is doing
His drum bit.
and he's going off, specifically when he's doing like his Hispanic character.
I like that character. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he's got to be pulling from Tito Puentes, but like up to 11, right? It's parody, of course, but
Yeah, Fred annoys me a little bit, but man, when he's funny as hell.
I agree.
He's like, he thinks he's too cool for school half the time, and I don't know if that's a bit, but he's not willing to ever if so, he's the best at his bit ever.
Yeah.
But then when he is funny, he's really funny.
Yeah, I think the Californians lets you know that I think he is self-aware.
He's in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really funny. That was really funny. Yeah. All right, well, Fred, you win this one, buddy.
All right.
So you end up with, this is the first time, I think you mentioned it earlier, you get the kind of call and response party vibe.
Yeah. And I have a question for you. Very often on all of these songs, we haven't talked about this yet, they emphasize the end of the phrase with a single word we talk about doubling, but like tripling and quadrupling.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard in some circles that is actually also indicative call and response. That's not true call and response, but it's kind of like self call and response almost.
Go look at the Beastie Boys.
Right. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And look no further. If
Intergalactic, it's the end of every line, but yes.
Oh, sure,
Yeah.
but it wasn't just Intergalactic where they did that either.
No.
And so, but let's use it as a case example.
Right.
If you didn't know the phrase, let's keep things clean.
Right.
You end up with your own coffee and cream. You end up with your own, actually, that's the one they didn't do it on. But it's a vocal stab because it's hit, because it's accented so hard.
Yep.
You are forced to respond.
Yes.
A la that effect.
Yeah. And that really comes out of that call and response, comes out of the balance culture, comes out of the church.
Of course.
Even.
I mean,
yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's the OG call and response, I'm pretty sure.
Yes. May the Lord be with you.
And also with you.
Yeah.
Marco. Marco. But you'll get elements of that in this tune. Though it's more upbeat. Mannie's production now is undeniable. Now they've had a couple songs to sample it. You're like, we're back into him.
Yeah.
But that call and response, it's finally there.
It's there.
Anything else there? I don't want to rush this too much, but there's a ton of content to cover.
No, we can move along.
Cash Money concert.
All right. Question for you.
Yeah.
Who is the antagonist, do you believe, in this skit? This is a skit.
Yeah. Well, so this, by the way, funny fact, in my notes, I have big timers on this.
Mm-hmm.
In Spotify, I don't have big timers on this.
It's hard to know because it's just, right? So basically, this is a skit that's a backstage, on-stage vibe, right?
Yeah. I think it's the label guy is the antagonist.
Is it the label guy or is it the Magnolia Projects?
Okay.
It's definitely someone who's very adversarial.
Yeah, I agreed.
Right.
I think it's label.
Yeah.
That's me.
And what's up with 20 yen
I don't know.
as the price?
I thought that was just the funniest little reference there. 20 yen's worth what?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but
Like seriously, like 20 yen is nothing.
no, right.
Like not even a penny, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, actually, you might be going the wrong way with that one, but I'll fact check you there.
You think
but
1 yen is as strong as $1? No way. I'm used to seeing 20,000 yen in anime.
so actually,
what's a yen, bro?
all right. 1 yen is 0.0068. I didn't think it was quite that bad. It's worse than I thought. Yeah.
No, when prices come out for things in yen,
Yeah.
like a soda, they're in the umpteen thousands.
Yeah.
Say at 20 yen, I think my fingernail's worth more than that.
Yeah.
Don't quote me.
Well, let's just see. Well, I don't know. It depends on what's in the content of your fingernails.
You don't want to know.
Yeah. If
We're
there's-
potty training the kid right now, man.
All right. So, yeah. So 20 yen is 14 cents.
Okay. 14 cents.
Yeah.
So with inflation, we take it back there. So
Well, it's 14 cents in $25. So.
Yeah, I'm saying. So what 20 yen there is $1.05?
Sure.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't do any math for that,
No, that's all make believe.
as that should be evident. Funny little skit to break things up. I don't have too much commentary on it. Kind of like a big Cash Money celebration.
Yeah, I feel like it's actually kind of interesting to me in that I feel like it's like a bridge between these tracks that they're talking about, like kind of the hood, but we're in Cash Money, and then we start going into something that gets maybe a little deeper. So I feel like there is this is well placed in the album, I guess is my point.
Yeah, well, there's evolution here.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to build an arc, which we love to do on the show, you start the album with a lot of recognition of people, but there's some Magnolia call outs.
Yep.
That ground you. If you're not from the area, you might not know, but you do a little bit of research and then you figure out, okay, cool, we're starting in the projects.
Yep.
Here, evolution has occurred and we're 6 songs in, or 5 songs in.
So here, it's kind of like you think you're funny, you think you're fancy, you're at this show, the 20 yen thing for whatever reason. But the antagonist is like, I feel bad for your mother, I feel bad for your sister. He's just like crapping on them.
Yeah.
Which that's why I'm curious. Is like, who is this antagonist?
Are you following? Yeah, in that case, I'd follow you. I'm falling back to the projects.
Yeah,
right?
I kind of wonder because later on, mother and sister come up again in another skit.
There's a theme.
Might be. I don't know. Maybe we're looking too much into it, but let's just move along.
Yes, please. Song number 8. Welcome to the THA.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I'm going to butcher this. Nola. It's Nola is the way I would say it. New Orleans. Right.
Nolia.
Nolia. Oh, the Magnolia. F me.
Yep.
I am so fucking white.
Well, no, I get it because at first when I first saw it on Spotify, like on my phone, I thought it was Welcome to the Nola.
That's what I assumed. I missed this tiny I in there, and Nolia makes so much sense.
Yep.
Well, there's the focus from that last skit.
Yeah. So it's basically this song is a tour through the Magnolia Projects.
Yeah, indeed. And this is the first time you get to hear from Turk straight up.
Yeah.
Which is really cool because I like Turk quite a bit actually.
And again adds another like texture.
Yeah, and Turk also has a career outside of this. He was respected on his, as a solo artist pretty heavily. This tune clocks in just over 2 million listens and rolls forever. It's almost 6 minutes long.
Yeah, and there's all this noise going on. There's a crowd the entire time.
This is an art piece this was never meant to be a pop song, right? This wasn't going to go make the radio, and they know that.
No, this almost feels like more of a skit than the skit.
Well,
because of the background noise.
it's almost like a mixtape on its own, which I kind of love about it.
Yeah.
This is top 3 for me on the album. There's no question about it.
Yeah. And this song, there are definitely censored versions of this because there's a whole like put the pistol in his face kind of thing.
Yeah, there's like if this were released today, someone would have to say trigger warning, no pun intended, ahead of it.
Yeah.
Like this is it. This is the thing I was lucky enough to not have to deal with too much as a kid, like,
Yeah.
that's really good.
Yeah. So a couple of things. Do you have more to say on this one?
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about the production on it.
Okay.
Because I do feel like it's very bass heavy and like this like dark, like looming keyboard. And it's the second time on the entire album that I feel like they really tried to use the instrumentation to match up with the storytelling.
Oh, I'm glad you did that because the thing I was going to say I think ties into what you're going to say. So go a little bit more with that.
Well, so you end up moving. It's cinematic in a sense. Manny's really good at doing kind of like an 8-bar loop and adding in layers.
Yep.
I don't think a cinematic approach, is his forte per se. You can tell he produced this whole album. So there was a stretch on this. He had to really kind of leave his safety element to get to this tune, in my personal opinion.
So when you talk about the synths, there's like synth horns in this here that are almost the synth horns or the horns to Gonna Fly Now by Rocky. Ba 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 ba.
Yeah, sure. So
he just doesn't climb up the chord progression.
Yeah, that reminds me of, and it makes me wonder kind of which one came first. Gary Chicken Egg with like Swiss Beats, who would use those horn samples a ton.
Right.
Bust their guns. Hell yeah, we bust our guns. But it's like Rocky's feels victorious to me. This does not feel victorious.
Well, but when you get towards the end of the song, about 5:17 specifically,
okay,
they go into this building dominant chord, like the Isley Brothers Twist and Shout. Right? They just do one note at a time.
1, 3, 5, minor
flat
7. Yeah.
Back to 1. And when they hit the 1, it's a ba-da-bum.
There you go.
It's literally, that's where we're going to...
So you gone unmind his inspiration. Look at you.
Yeah. I don't know if that's really what it is, but that's what I hear of it. And I said Isley Brothers Twist and Shout because that's the originator. It wasn't the Beatles.
I want to believe so hard that it's meant to feel dark, but overcoming it.
That's what I kind of feel. So, yeah. So if you don't know, Twist and Shout was not originally a Beatles song. It was an Isley Brothers song. We'll probably talk about the Isley Brothers on this podcast.
Yep.
I sure hope we do.
I'm positive we will.
And there is another rap star that came to mind for me who does that building dominant chord, which is one of my favorite. You talked about breakdancing. White Lines Don't Do It by Grandmaster Flash.
Flash.
During the Get Higher, baby, he builds up that dominant chord.
Yep. It's a classic move. That's some doo-wop stuff,
Yep.
Fantastic. Full disclosure, I was worried before recording this one that we wouldn't have enough in the musical note category here in production. I'm always impressed with what we can come up with.
We're so proud of ourselves.
We are pat on my back. All right, cool. So that is welcome to the Nolia. Song number 9, UPT.
Whew, this song takes a turn sonically.
It really does. And most notably for you and I, you enter with some really cool instrumentation.
You have tubular bells.
I love a tubular bell. Reminds me of that TX7, the old Yamaha stuff.
Yep.
It's one of my favorite instrumental tracks on this album.
It's up there for me too. And so this features Hot Boys and Big Timers.
Yep.
On this.
Which is 2 plurals.
That is
Because Hot Boys
is
technically 3 or 4 people. It's 4 if you add in Juve.
Right.
So call it Juve plus, because it's Juvenile, Hot Boys, and Big Timers, you're going to go Juvenile, Hot Boys is 3 on top of Juvenile, and then Big Timers is 2?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
That's a rack of people.
That's
otherwise known as 6.
So 6 is a rack?
A rack, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it's half a rack.
Okay.
No, that's half a dozen. Damn, what's a rack? 1,000. It's not quite close.
You're talking about ribs?
What is a rack of ribs? How many ribs does a cow have on one side? I don't know. If you want to tell us later, you can follow us on Instagram at
Backwards Dude Podcast.
or catch us on the Gmail and correct my barbecue prowess at.
Backwards Dude Podcast at gmail.com.
And if you want to watch videos of me in a thong barbecuing, you can catch us on our Patreon at.
Backwards Dude Podcast.
And I will make ribs.
Yep.
All I'm saying is
And
that
our Patreon is free.
yeah, free.
Oh, and hey, I want to talk about something. When we talked about SZA, we talked about Sesame Street. And we said we were going to start a Patreon to save Sesame Street. I just
Yes.
want to give you a follow-up. I started to create it, but I realized that Netflix has already saved Sesame Street.
Oh, they bought it from HBO.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Man, how could you let that die?
Yeah.
Good on Netflix.
And I'm going to throw some shade on Patreon here because I did go to create the Save Sesame Street Patreon as we were going to do. And they used to have like a one-time donation thing. I can't find out a way to do that now because I was going to do a one-time donation of $10,000 or, you know, as opposed to a monthly $10,000.
Yeah.
Which if you wanted to give us $10,000 a month, I'm fine with that too. But to buy
So many grill thong videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you guys have to GoFund me that now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Whatever. Well, look back into that Patreon.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we're back at 9 UPT.
So did you catch the Super Mario World jump sound in this?
Yes, I did entirely. I know, and that sound lives in my head rent free at all times.
Yes.
I think it's like the Yoshi drum too. Like
Yeah, I think it might be. I did not find any reference to it actually being a sample. It may have just recreated it, but Mario is a jumping in this song that, like, for most of the song.
yeah, it feels cool.
Yep.
I like it. Yeah, you got like a kind of like mid-tempo power anthem is the best description I have.
But this song feels very gangsta to me.
Oh yeah, totally. And mind you, we're now halfway through the album. Ain't no love songs here yet. Not a single one.
Or ever.
Yeah, but so well, you're not gonna get one. There's one where it's
There's no Water Runs Dry on this album.
no. But there's not even a seduction song yet. Like there's no acknowledging of females yet. It's really
No.
This is very hood oriented. Which once again, quite rare. When you have a management company or a record executive breathing down your neck and they're like, you need to check the boxes. One of these. I'm serious. And I respect this quite a bit. There is no attempt at seduction. There is no attempt at glorification. Even the songs bragging about upcomings and riches and wealth are always coming from gritty earnings.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like we rich, we throwing bands or like, no, it's like, I'll tell you how we got there.
Yeah.
Like, and I support, I like that.
I think it helps because I've never really been a fan of just people bragging about how many Bentleys they got.
Precisely. That comes next. Not on his album. That comes next on you at this point in time, you actually have it on the West Coast.
Yeah.
Pretty heavily, though it's not everybody's cup of tea. You move back into like the Chingy era, 50 Cent era.
Right.
That's when you really start to get buried in it.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the
interest.
Chingy era. That just was not me. Even my boy Nelly, who's way more qualified to have a top R&B album, by the way, don't love the boasty stuff of unearned wealth.
Right.
Right. This isn't Biggie. Spitting about triple beam balance so he could end up getting this hot tub type thing. This is different.
How many more years before we talk about Biggie?
Unfortunately, it's going to be too many years. He's going to be top 100 for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think Biggie has 2 albums on the 500?
Probably, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
He's definitely good for 1. You take the over. You take 1.5.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
What else about this song before we pump you into break?
Nothing. I think this is an interesting way. If we were to put this side one, side two, we talked about this before. I feel like this would be a good end of side one because it's such a tonal change, like in vibe.
It is. And
It's not a party song.
if you were to really get conspiracy with us and look at the two skits and kind of that evolution and growth, this song is all about status at the end of the day for me, and kind of like situational status. Like it's affirming kind of, I don't know. What did I write? I wrote Wealth and Power Anthem. Juvenile talks a lot about success and status.
Yeah. Yep. And I said this sounds more West Coast. There's some phrasing that happens a little bit, I think, with Turk that's almost Snoop sounding.
I mean, that was the
certain points.
hottest style at the time.
Yeah.
And so I totally understand it.
Yep. Yeah, not a dig. It's
Maybe
just-
that's why I like Turk. Because
Yeah.
I always love Snoop's delivery.
Who doesn't?
I mean, nowadays he's falling in the social category, but Snoop will always be Snoop.
Yep.
Well, with that said, let's take a breather, check in with our sponsors.
Let's do that.
Jedediah, what's that music you're listening to?
Yes, Alice, it's a tune I done heard at Rumspringa time. They was calling it Back That Azz Up. First thing I thought was Ezekiel. My stubborn mule always backing slow in the barn, so I bring it home to play it plain style for us. My English friend Michael helped me record it. From the wild nights of Rumspringa to the wholesome days of barn raising comes a collection you never knew you needed. The Barn Burner Remix, Back That Azz Up. Hear the tune that changed Jedediah's life, remade with driving strings, steady drums, and the ring of dulcimer. Tracks include Back That Azz Up, Buggy Reverse Mix.
Ezekiel, you look strong, won't you?
Black that ass up.
The stubborn old mule, won't you?
Black that ass up.
Call me Jedediah, when you?
Black that ass up.
Mule who's steering you?
Black that ass up.
Tracks also include The Mule Step Shuffle, Cash Money Barn Dance, and Jubilee Hymn number 400.
Me, Cyrus, and Eli getting churned up. Ride buggy slow, so we let the horse stop. In the field, riding forward deep. You wanna plow with me? I booted up with my brethren, claiming they know me.
Whether you're hitching a plow, backing your mule up into the barn, or just parking your buggy after service, Barn Burner Remix will keep your whole community bouncing without ever leaving the fold. Available now on wax cylinder or hand crank phonograph. Also on YouTube.
And I wonder, with a beefier inner leg, just how difficult it is to, kind of focus on like evening color, but also getting rid of hair,
That's an interesting point. But usually by that time of the evening, I have a hard time feeling my feet.
Ooh, you should talk to a professional
Okay.
about that.
Yeah.
They come over to your house, and it's generally with ice cream. That's a plus,
Ice cream.
always.
Okay.
Yeah, you can choose. Last time I chose Neapolitan, which is a real hack because you get 3 different flavors.
Okay. So did you ever have this growing up? My wife had this. I've never had this. Apparently, when she was growing up, she had this processed food meal. I grew up with a lot of processed food, but hers takes a cake, and we always refer to it as Neapolitan turkey. So it was like a cube of turkey meat that was both white meat and dark meat.
Like an actual like carved out minced turned into inside of chicken nugget.
Yeah, like a McRib before a McRib was a McRib.
Oh, brutal. No, my overly processed meal as a kid, which I would beg for, were the TV dinners in the blue box. The ones that would have, I don't know, whatever, 2 or 3 items, really crappy frozen vegetable you'd skip, some sort of like a macaroni type product.
The Swanson? Hungry
No,
Man's?
no. This had like a little penguin on the box. The signature here is, there was like this weird thing that would bake into like a really jacked up paper tasting brownie.
Yeah.
And I guess you'd have like chicken nuggets or whatever the main was there. We would beg for these, and my parents would look at us like microplastics, essentially.
Right.
And because look the film over and all, and I don't know why we sought these things out, because if you tried to give me one now, I don't know that I could handle it.
I'm curious because I loved a Swanson's Hunger Man Salisbury steak.
Whoa, stop. No. That's different. Those got me through the first 2 years of college. I will always love that red box Salisbury steak. They were 99 cents at Walmart. With the mashed potato and the Salisbury steak. And was it like green bean?
A green bean and like a cherry crisp or...
Oh, see, no, you were buying the bigger ones than me. I had like the perfectly square box. They hacked off the auxiliary fun part of it. You know how you could get the good...
Well, the fun part to me is the Salisbury steak because whatever steak you can eat with a fork only...
Yeah. It was a hamburger covered in the most gelatinous gravy. But man, it had a taste that was a taste.
Yeah, I'd probably run for it.
Run for it, run. Yeah, so we're double tapping the Run For It on this album. We caught it way, way earlier. But now we have an entire song called Run For It. And it runs at about 4 minutes and 45 seconds and 2 million listens on Spotify.
And now can we talk about your surprise artist?
Yes, let's bring him on in. Ladies and gentlemen, Lil Wayne.
Dwayne made it.
Yeah, he got there. Now, if you're wondering, where was he featured before this? It's because you may or may not have heard him, and we still haven't really figured out if we believe on song number 4 in the chorus.
On Flossin' Session.
But whether or not it was actually him, there were so many voices in there. It wasn't the growly gremlin Lil Wayne that you know and love.
Gremlin. That's perfect.
Top 100 guitar players of all time that you know and love. Until now. And you get a good chunk of Lil Wayne.
Yeah. I'll say, Lil Wayne aside, my favorite part of this song is the flexitone.
What is a flexitone?
It's a piece of metal, really. You have like a handle, and it's, let's say the thing's about maybe 8 inches long or so, and the handle, if you think about it, it's 2 little pieces of metal, and the handle curves around, and then there's a sheet of
thin metal,
very thin metal with 2 like tines and 2 balls, a ball on either
side. They're little
side.
Wooden balls on either side of the sheet.
Yeah. And it basically, when you shake it, it makes a warbly pitch. So basically the metal bends. Think of it as like a piece of sheet metal.
That's the best way to do this.
Yeah.
It's a piece of sheet metal with 2 beaters, one on either end.
Yep. Except this is now tiny, so it's a very high pitch.
Like a rattle.
Yep.
And you shake it back and forth, so you get hit once with each movement.
Yep.
What makes it a flexitone, though?
Well, because it's a piece of metal and it's flexible.
Sure.
So when you bend it with your thumb, you can get a higher or lower pitch.
That's right. The more pressure you put into your grip, the higher, right?
Yeah.
And also, the other factor here is how fast you shake it. So you can have it go versus kind of like a slide.
Yeah. So you said slide, but you also said glissando.
Yeah.
So glissando is just an Italian term for a bendy note or a continuous pitch that goes from low or high or high to low without articulation in between it.
You see it on stringed instruments a lot because it's really easy for a viola or violin player just to run their hand up the neck. You can do it on guitar all the time too.
Yeah, the nice thing about a viola or violin is there are no frets, so it's a cleaner glissando than you would get on a guitar, but you can totally do it on a guitar.
Yeah, add a slide and then you really get it.
Yep.
Derek Trucks.
Yeah, so almost as much as Lil Wayne is the flexitone.
What a cool instrument.
It is a very cool
I
instrument.
pulled one out of the closet earlier just so we could hold it and play with it.
That's right.
And it's entertaining, though I will say it's kind of a gimmick. Like, I, off the top of my head, can't name a single song outside of this one that I know for sure uses it.
Yeah,
And if I had to guess, I'd be like, the Monster Mash? Like,
well, it's used in like cartoons.
absolutely. It's very Looney Tune sounding, which is hilarious.
Right.
Because you also have Lil Wayne in the same song.
Yeah, so would you be comfortable to say that a flexitone would be friends with a vibroslap?
A vibroslap, yes. I think
They're
that
friends.
they're in the same like Class C percussive basket that are used for fun and effect and not for a ton of musicality. The slapsticks from Sleigh Ride diddle-dun, 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 dun-dun,
Yep.
would also be in that same basket, along with, I don't know, what other fun, a slide whistle.
Yeah, anything that you don't actually need talent to play,
Precisely.
but are fun to play.
It's an effect instrument. But don't tell these guys.
No.
Don't tell Manny. Outside of Lil Wayne's performance, which, in all honesty, I don't find him particularly attractive as an artist ever. He's tolerable here. It's before he got so commercialized that I was like, I can't tolerate you. And yeah, I say that with some prejudice. Like, I just found him annoying. He's doing his thing here. He's rapping. He's kind of finding a cool box. His style couldn't be more different than Juvenile. So you get a nice kind of dichotomy.
No, I think it works really nice on this song. Actually, I'm not a massive Lil Wayne fan, and for many of the same reasons. But I think he's a nice addition to the sonic palette, let's say.
Yeah. And once again, unfortunately here, the day I thought I'd say that Lil Wayne's clarity highlights how unclear Juvenile can be at times. And once again, not totally Juvie's fault here. He's kind of buried.
Yeah, it happens. You talked about it before. Very often, it's actually the drum track that's burying him.
It's cranking.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. It's kind of a frantic and chaotic song, too.
Well, yeah. Well, so Run For It is basically taking from Run Forest, from Forrest Gump.
It's a catchy line, though. Run for it, run for it, run. The way they phrase it. It's got, I remember in our high school years, all like literally, that's the kind of thing you yell in the hallway, like kids yell 6-7 now. It's just, it was a theme.
Yeah, but used, even though the movie came out after this, the movie Fight Club, there's a scene where they go out and back and they hold a guy at gunpoint, and basically it's the first quote unquote human sacrifice that they do in Fight Club, and they make basically when the guy runs away, I forgot the character's name. He's running away, and Brad Pitt's character.
Nice.
Tyler
no
Durden.
Spoilers, baby.
Yeah. Tyler Durden shouts out, "Run, Forrest."
Yeah.
It's that Run, Forrest. It's not Run, Forrest as in I'm running across the country. It's like, you better run for it, because there's a lot of like ducking violence and trying to stay alert and surviving in the Magnolia projects that are going on here.
Yeah, no, the message is definitely there.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to kind of wake back up on the second half here.
Yeah. I like the bass on this one too.
I might be my favorite bass in the entire album.
Yeah.
That's followed by song number 11, which is the Ha remix.
Yeah. This is featuring Hot Boys, Big,
Yep.
Lil Wayne, Turk.
The whole crew.
Yeah. I have like one note on this is I actually like the energy of this, but this isn't Ha.
Yeah. I had a really hard time listening to this. Why would you remix such a good song, huh?
That's a good question. We will talk about that again later. But I do have a math thing I want to talk about here.
Before you do the math thing, may I just say one of my biggest qualms with this piece is the production, the frequency. It's very tamped and muted.
Yeah.
There's nothing hot about it at all. It's like it missed mastering, so they just threw it in and called it a remix. It's pure filler for me. I really don't love that it's on the album.
No, it doesn't.
I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, right. That's a perfect way to put it. Math. There's a line in this in Lil Wayne's verse. If a person had $1 million, his line is, "We millionaires, huh? Not far from billionaires, huh? Let's talk about $1 million versus $1 billion." If you had $1 million, okay?
If I had $1 million.
Amazing song. And you
Bare
spent
Naked Ladies, AI, Bare Naked Ladies.
and you spent $1,000 a day, you would be out of money in about 2.7 years.
Yeah.
If you had $1 billion and spent $1,000 a day, you would be out of money in 2,700 years.
Yeah.
That is the difference between a million and a billion.
And that's Lil Wayne, ladies and gentlemen.
So maybe he didn't, get an A in math.
No. No, he didn't.
It probably didn't behoove him to.
Now,
Yeah.
here's where he can win in this battle, and it's going to cost me 7 seconds of just jabbing as I look up Lil Wayne's net worth.
7 Seconds has a great song called "If We Can Walk Together." If we can rock together, why can't we rock together?
Okay, so he's 10% of the way there at 100. Oh no, I'm sorry. I saw 100 million down here. Lil Wayne's estimated net worth in 2025 is 170 million. So that's not terrible. He's not close to being a billionaire.
A billion is 1,000 million.
I'm quite aware.
Okay.
No, but I just I had a moment. I was like, okay, we're not, but he's not like struggling on 5 million.
No.
Yeah, he's doing okay. That's a lot of money. I would take 170 million.
Sure.
You're almost worth that, right? All right.
Not as much as these next group of people.
Who dat? Rich people.
Rich people.
Go ahead and look up the album. You know what we're talking
It's
about.
Rich N-word.
That's right. And they really went for it here. This tune is everybody in the pool type tune as well. There's a lot of heads on this one. Turk, Lil Wayne, and Papa Roo, who I believe was on the reggae track earlier, right? I think he was, and I don't think it's listed. We've actually seen some discrepancies on what's on Wikipedia versus what's on Spotify versus what's on Genius.
Yep.
As to who's in what.
And even Discogs too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm pretty positive Papa Roo was on Ghetto Children.
Oh, yeah, could be.
Because there's somebody else on there.
Yeah.
And no one's mentioned here. So initial thoughts on Rich People.
It's the Halloween theme, just not in 5.
Man, that's really good, actually.
John Carpenter, eat your heart out.
Yeah, this tune really hits the hard flex. We're finally there.
But let me say this. So I just said what I said, and I meant what I said. But now, if you really think about that, the rhythm, ba 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 ba, is that not "Run for It, Run for It"?
It is. It's a callback from the previous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's probably what's actually happening. Is it's a melodic version of "Run for It, Run for It," but when you just hear it with an instrument, it sounds like the
Are you
Halloween.
giving Manny too much credit here, or are we dead ass?
I don't know. I believe what I said.
Manny, Dan just painted you in the best light. You need to reach out now and confirm or deny this.
Yeah, it's probably "Run for It."
If I were you, I would confirm it.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's talk.
But there's a ton of verses on this thing.
Jeez, yeah. How long is this song?
5 minutes.
Yeah.
5:03. Everybody kind of gets a piece of it. I think Turk's my favorite yet again. Mm-hmm. When he's on, I just like it.
Again,
I think it's the contrast in style.
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another musical palette
Yeah.
that comes in.
Is it a song I'm attracted to per se? Yeah. I don't have anything in common with it.
It's a victory lap.
It is
kind of song.
I am rich. It's kind of what I said about UPT. Actually, I feel like this is like the second half of where it landed.
Yeah, but what I'll say is, as not being a fan of people who brag about how many Bentleys they have or how many Rolexes they have, what's nice about it in context with this album is it talks about how tough it was even to get there or even survive. So
That's what I'm saying. This is why I feel like it links up with me.
yeah.
Fine song, but nothing it's not a top 3er.
No, not even top 10, except for the Halloween.
Run for it, run for it.
Run.
All right, well, should be easy enough to transition to the next one. You asked earlier the most popular song on the album, and so Ha was sitting just under 15 million. Back That Azz with 2 Z's Up, you've heard it, is sitting only shy of 250 million listens at 242 million.
That's right.
Yeah. I think we found our winner here. And this is the one that broke it all open for him. Let's be very honest, everybody.
For sure.
It's the only song so far he's talked about a female in objectively in a sexual sense, really.
This is not about a mule?
I don't think it is, sir.
Okay.
Stand by, y'all. Stand by. Watch the magic happen. This one has so many elements in it that are brand new on this album. The one thing that really sticks out from the first moment is the orchestral string stabs, and there were no stabs. It's more of a trot, dung 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 dung. It's not quite a pizzicato string either, which would be if a violin player held their bow in their hand and plucked the string. They're more just kind of just quarter notes with a good amount of space, and then this cranking drum beat. You get skittering hi-hats in the truest form. I mean, I love this song.
Yeah, I mean, in the string sound was, I could never get to the bottom of it. This is, Mannie didn't sample, but I heard something from him saying he wanted to recreate something, and this was a song where there was a string part, and this does sound like something else. I couldn't place my finger on it, but he couldn't clear it, so he just reproduced it.
To me, well, if you listen to the string line during the verses, right? Da, 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 it just sounds like a high Korg West Coast synth line.
Yeah.
But fancier. And they're using a really manic hi-hat line here that drives the song.
It's crazy, yeah.
This is what, to me, this is a founder of trap hats. This is where it really clicks for me. Mm-hmm. There's these crazy on the beats, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these kind of like pre-choruses.
Yep.
Where I can't tell what it is. They're also exaggerated like cinematic horn hits.
Right.
Pwum, pwum, pwum. The
Yeah.
whole thing just makes you need to party.
Yeah. And yeah, this is a lot of like bounce, snare, and kick. And there's some crashes that come in. Apparently we're inspired by Ice-T's 6 in the Morning.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take that.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. This is a good song. And I think to this day, like even like down south, I think this is still an anthem.
It has to be.
Yeah.
And so something we haven't talked about at all. And New Orleans is so rich in musical culture. There's no justice Dan and I could do speaking about this right now. Mm-hmm. Probably in an own episode, we would have to do a lot of research. And I'm positive we'll stumble over a Dr. John album soon enough, or whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. You look at the traditional marching line in New Orleans music culture. Though we don't hear anything that's remotely second line in here.
No.
What you also get out of the South, especially as you move a little bit east, is you get marching sections.
Yep.
And you'll see that taken into heavy consideration as Outkast will go on to do Bombs Over Baghdad, as Mystical out of South Carolina will go bananas over marching sections.
Yeah.
This has the drive, and I think a lot of that drum movement that we hear, that I do think evolves into modern trap music. Though even though trap got cut into half cut time, I think a lot of the cadences that you're hearing here that drive this song specifically, and then drum beats you hear throughout this, are very solo snare and solo drum and crash cymbal. I'm thinking of 2 cymbals held and played. That's what these crashes remind me of.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I think that's what the crashes I was referring to before.
Orchestral rhythm section crashes.
Yeah.
Pushed into a marching band type scenario.
Yeah. And he wanted an orchestral sound.
He just got a huge band sound out of this and ended up cranking.
Yeah.
It's not every day this happens on this show, but the most popular song that I always knew still is my favorite song on this album. And by leaps and bounds, I think. This is my favorite song.
Yeah. Mine too.
Had I never heard this album, I would choose this one cold. I'm positive.
Yeah, there's a reason it's a $250 million. while there are other songs that might like hit me, I'll say in the feels more. This is just a good party song. It's gonna get you moving. This is, yeah. I'm gonna say this is. I was gonna say this is the only song. That's not actually true. Actually, I did know Ha before this, so
I knew Ha too.
Yeah, but for sure I knew that.
Back That Azz Up has always been here.
Yeah.
It also is the first time in history I can hear Lil Wayne sound like Lil Wayne. Now back this to that. Like he really lays into his element.
Yeah,
it's not a big part. He doesn't get a big part in the tune.
yeah,
But he is the outro of the entire song.
Yeah.
And you hear his voice, and you couldn't really replace him with anybody. It wouldn't be the song anymore.
yeah. But I like Manny's verse.
Oh, Dick Bandit, double landed. I love that.
Yeah,
Oh my God. Beat the thing like a brrrr, I'm a chick.
Yeah.
And then the song is infinitely quotable.
yeah,
Yeah. And I'm also so glad that Manny got a verse.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote a beautiful track. He's the hero of the day.
yeah.
I mean, where there's a Juvenile, there needs to be a Manny. Like,
I'll go as far as saying is Manny is the hero of the album.
oh, there's no question about it. Without Manny, this thing does not make the cut.
Yeah.
Juvenile, fine. And I think he's a good writer. I like what he wrote more than I like the way he says it.
Yeah, and I'll say this, when I look some stuff up and watch some YouTube, some interviews with him, Juvenile certainly is not trying to stand on his own.
No.
They're partners.
It's clear he's willing to collaborate too. The amount of space he shared across this album.
Yep.
You know, so good on him. I'm prone to like him. Like character-wise, I'm rooting for him.
Yeah. I mean,
I think he knows where he stands in the hierarchy here.
yeah, and the
and
Lil
he should
Wayne,
be.
like you know, they're partner pals, but obviously Lil Wayne got, you know.
Look at what M did with D12.
Yeah, there we go.
Right.
It's a good idea.
And there was, you know, everybody got their chance to try and crack out. In that one, it was so clear how much better he was, or at least how unique, or how the market didn't have any version of him.
Right.
And I will go back to just cold saying better. I mean, go find better MCs, guys. He's top tier. You ain't going to make the same argument for Juvenile, but what Juvenile did is he found a style, and he found a group of people to do it with. He created the crew. Like, this was the ultimate story. This is what you wanted to do. He grew the thing fast. He put together an epic song and what's considered legendary album now. You can pat yourself on the back on that and be like, yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
So this tune right here is by far the climax of the album.
I agree.
There's no energy on the album that matches it.
No. There's only one song that we will talk about after this.
I have a feeling which one it is.
All right.
Yeah, cool. Let's scoot on. I'll stop
Yeah.
celebrating this with the bottom. I also
It's a banger.
have, you know, all the nostalgia that comes with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Moving on.
I was an adult at this time, so
Yeah, I was not.
Yeah.
I was not. I was wearing upside down Adidas visors, and
yeah.
it was bad. Okay, cool. Move over to song 14, Off Top. And we fall off significantly down to 1.5 million listens. Under 4 minutes, though, so golf clap.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting about this is there is no chorus in this song.
I know.
It's just essentially freestyle
I love that, by
all
the
the
way.
way through. Yeah.
It's actually, I'm a little saddened that it fell off so hard from the hit. You'd think being after the hit an album back in the day when people still bought albums,
Yeah.
this get a little more respect. It would have tucked into more people.
Well, I mean, so my note is I love the keys and the vibe on this song a lot. Not a big fan of the content.
Nah, neither am I. I like the idea of the piece.
Yeah.
The soundscape's good. Off top's kind of a weird thing to linger on.
Yeah.
Like the phrase.
Yeah. And it's more about like loyalty and retaliation and it doesn't strike me like message wise. So I can see that's maybe that's why it fell off. But I do think the vibe is great.
Yeah, I'm
think
gonna say this
it's
is
a great sounding
Here's
tune.
another Mannie win.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a tune I'd recommend forward, but I like the feel of it.
Yeah. Put some new lyrics to it.
Oh yeah,
It's a great backing track.
let someone. Yeah, but I say let someone else have a stab at that, man. If you're so good at collaboration, the vocalist version exists. I'm sure someone could slaughter this.
Yeah.
Turk's like me.
Yeah.
Because that vibe would actually fit Turk quite well. It could also fit Big.
Yeah.
So there's two. If we move over from there, we get over to the skit after Cash Money concert.
So this is why I asked you the question about the protagonist,
Yes.
right? Because now the concert's over and there's still this crap going on. And there's this like emotionally charged like conflict.
Yeah, but it's emotionally charged, but it's because there's a victor.
Okay.
Cash Money is taken over.
Cash Money, but the antagonist from the beginning who felt sorry for your mother and felt sorry for your sister is now going to kill your mother and kill your sister. That's why that's almost why I felt like is the antagonist Magnolia.
The idea of Magnolia, the greater voice of
Yes.
the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've left us behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm making this up. I have found nothing to back that up.
no,
but
in,
it's
in an
my-
artsy way, I get it. It could also just be a random hater. It could be someone left behind that they're referencing in the dust without ever talking about.
Yeah.
What's clear here is that they're expressing dominance, but they're highlighting the mo money, mo problems aspect of this, right?
Yeah. They do talk about the Reeboks
Man, hot.
getting wet in the rain, right?
Can you imagine today people like, oh, my Hokas.
Yeah. Yeah. Reeboks, aren't that, isn't it like geriatric shoes? Yeah.
Now they are.
Yeah.
There's obviously resent from, you could argue, the community, or at least a player or two who were in the game, or maybe someone that they surpassed,
Right.
who said they can never do it. This could be one of a million characters.
Yeah.
But it's clear that this is a victory lap on one end in spite of somebody or something or some community else.
Yeah.
We agree?
Yeah.
There's not much musically to talk about here.
No, it's just,
Crowd noise.
yep.
But that's their wrap-up skit. So the story has been told, in essence. I can't wait to hear what Superfan Wallace has to say about this.
Yeah. I'll make sure that we talk about that in more detail.
I like that.
Let's heat things up.
Yeah, let's move. How hot would you like to go?
At least to 400 degrees.
Okay, cool. We can roast vegetables. That's 400 degrees with a Z, y'all.
Yeah.
This track picks up a ton of listens. We're back up just under 15 million. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Considering it's the title track of the album.
This, if Back That Ass Up is my number one, this might be my number two.
It's a top 3 for me.
Yeah.
I love Manny's track. I think that this has everything that sounds like Juvenile. It is a stacked snare drum with claps. You got that kind of warbly, cool bass again that's clearly influenced by a live instrument. You have...
Well, the beat is awesome on this too.
Oh, no, the beat's sick.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten there yet.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, this is what you would call the bounce groove, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the bounce groove a little bit? Because you've learned the term and kind of been pointing at it all night a little bit.
Well, I mean, basically, bounce comes out of a club scene, right? And so the idea is really just like, I don't have like mechanics to talk about on this, but there's a driving in this one. There's a driving hi-hat pattern that is, I think, indicative of this, that helps makes it bounce.
What makes it bounce in my mind
Yeah.
is embracing the 16th note
Yep.
without using cut time.
Correct.
That's what's going on here. So without boring the snot out of all of y'all, especially this late in an album, 16th note means there's a lot of hi-hat movement going on here, right? There's a lot of options. 16 options out of one measure of music. You count to 4, there are 16 different places hi-hats could or could not fall. It tends to create a lot of texture. However, good old 1 and 3 are not dead. Kick, snare, or some variation of them.
Yeah.
Keep songs moving the same way that Freak Out, by Chic.
Chic, yep.
Can or any disco song could push you, or a dance song or a Bee Gees drum line could push you. Here though, you can offset that kick and snare a little bit and then throw in a ton of texture and hi-hats. So what you end up getting is something that's very stimulating in the mind because of this high frequency hi-hat without losing a foundational dance groove.
Right.
And is that fair?
Completely fair.
And it causes you to bounce because unless you know the intricacies of this hi-hat, you can't do much else. So you're kind of holding down the format. On top of that, you put Juvenile style, which has always been very like a kind of quick presentation.
Yeah.
Explosive, one would say.
Yeah.
In the sense that he kind of like spits out a lot of phrases of things.
Right.
And then takes a little bit of a breath and then does it again. And so you end up with this assertive, not quite aggressive, but a very assertive, a very energetic bounce.
Yeah. And so that's great. And to me also lyrically, basically this is a song about the grind and getting through it, almost like work ethic kind of thing. So I like that. I love a vocoder.
Oh yeah. Don't even get to hear the vocoder pretty much ever on this album up until now.
Yeah.
There's an offset rhythm going on too, kind of like a hand clap that creates a little. Anytime you have something offset, you get a little funk out of it.
Yeah,
it feels funky. I think that going back to what you're saying about the vocal though, is it fits his character. It's very consistent with who he's been. He just feels in command on this one.
Yeah, and to me, it's we've gone through. Things are tough. This is where I'm from. We've celebrated the success. We've been hated for the success.
Consistent, by the way, with our character arc over the skits.
Yeah.
Maybe there is something here.
Right. And now it's like, yeah, but I worked my ass off for it. And I think that this is the celebration of that hard work.
Agreed. And I understand why you would choose this as the title track on the album, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know that they thought the club banger was going to go over as well as it did. Back that ass up. But
you had to know. Come on, it's so catchy.
I hope the night we've all saw the music videos of someone working on a thing in the studio and you're watching everybody stand up and celebrate it.
Yeah.
You gotta think that moment was insanity for them.
Yeah.
When they really got to hear the big mix, that must have been insanity.
Do you think it was a whoop that trick moment?
A whoop that trick moment?
From Hustle and Flow?
Oh, so I don't remember Hustle and Flow, man.
So Hustle and Flow is not about New Orleans at all, but it is that took place in Memphis.
Yep.
It came out in 2005, around the time period, which is basically a South Rising. It was a pimp who wanted to become a rapper. And Whoop That Trick is the song that got everyone excited. It sucks, but there are actually good songs on the soundtrack. In my opinion, that's not one of them. But
it was the thing that popped off.
But that scene where they're like, the whole studio's like, this is the moment.
I remember the scene now that you say that. I couldn't have told you that was the song name because I guess that song is so
mid.
Yeah, precisely. So what happens when you heat Juvenile to 400 degrees?
He catches on fire.
Juvenile on fire. This is such a dumb song name.
I don't like this song at all.
I don't either, bro. And there's the funny part is it's still got 3.5 million listens under its belt at almost 5 minutes. This has all sort of, this is like the hangover from 400 degrees, but not in a good way.
Not in a good way.
I mean, hangovers generally aren't in a good way.
No.
There's like this annoying upbeat synthy thing going on. It's kind of a snap rather than a clap.
Yeah, I wanted to like it by hearing it, but this actually. So my note is this song doesn't do much for me.
No, I wrote he's bragging a lot.
Yep.
He's fine. He's actually finally got. We've been like celebrating his temperance the whole time, and now I'm like, oh, don't be that guy.
You blew your wad.
You just went to the Chingy era.
Yeah. This song actually samples lyrics from Hot Boy's Neighborhood Superstar.
No one cares.
So But the reason I bring it up is I listened to Neighborhood Superstar, which again is produced by Mannie, and there's no recognition of the fact that it's essentially quoting just the two of us.
Oh, I guess so. Wow, I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Fantastic song.
I find it weird though that it's always credited to Grover rather than Bill.
Yeah.
It like they don't even. It's literally like if you look on Spotify. I'm actually gonna look right now. I want to see. So if you type in just the two of us and skip Will Smith's desperate attempts to be okay, so it does. It's Grover Washington Jr. then Bill Withers.
Yep.
Bill Withers is what makes this song so fantastic.
Right. Well, of course, this is a Grover Washington song featuring Bill Withers.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, at some point in time, you go, that's a Bill Withers song. And it's so cool Grover Washington's here.
I agree.
Because I can't imagine anybody else doing that. Like, Bill Withers is a national treasure, in my
Correct.
personal opinion, and should be protected at all costs.
I couldn't agree more. What if Grover did it, though?
What if he sang it?
Grover.
Oh, Grover.
Grover.
From Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Newly rescued by Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh. Stay tuned, y'all. Dan can do some voices. We'll find out. Grover's hilarious. I've watched so much Sesame Street in the past 2.5 years, man. Mm-hmm. Grover's at times obscenely obnoxious.
Yes.
Like Juvenile's on fire obnoxious.
Yeah.
But often he's hilarious too.
He is.
The ignorance. Do you ever seen the episode where he challenges Questlove to a drum battle?
No, I actually stopped watching Sesame Street officially in the
15 years
70s.
ago.
In the 70s.
Oh, the 70s.
Yeah. But
You still got the best song of all time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 by the Pointer Sisters.
We'll say this though, yes indeed. Got it on, nice. The Pentatonics come on maybe 5-6 seasons ago and do a piece where they count to 5 together and use
I have heard that, yeah.
that cadence, but totally twist it into theirs. It's an incredible arrangement, and the singing's fantastic. The beatboxing's nuts, and they jump off the screen and jump up and do. They literally from 1 to 5, they'll do a solo, a duet, a trio. It's
Right.
bananas. Obviously inspired by Pointer Sisters.
Yeah.
To get back on topic, last song on the album, not good. Actually, no, second last song on the album, not good. Mm-hmm. Last song on the album, we can put this one up in the air.
Ha. Remix.
With Hove. They should have called it Ha Hove. Hove Ha.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is the featured guest on this one.
Incorrect, but correct.
How so? Well, okay, is it remixed in? How's this work?
Jay-Z remixed this
Yes.
without asking.
Okay, he doesn't have to. He's Jay-Z.
And then sent it through Universal to see if Juvenile would put it on the album.
That's fine. I love that.
Yeah, so it was a surprise remix, which actually, you talk about East Coast, West Coast, Jay-Z being an East Coast kind of fella, really helped, I think, put a little bit more street cred.
No doubt. I mean,
Yeah.
And, looking at the year on this, Jay-Z was doing some of the best hip hop writing I can imagine. Thoughts?
So I've said before, I'm not a massive hip hop listener, but I always felt Jay-Z was, yes, Jay-Z is obviously like, considered like a national treasure, but I always felt like he was too much about bragging about money and crap. And this isn't fair to Jay-Z, right? Because everyone loves him. But when he ruined Crazy in Love by Beyonce with his complete
Young Hove.
like I love that song, and then he comes in with a completely like non sequitur rap about a bunch of other crap.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, he does talk
He
about
literally talks about chinchillas.
yeah. So
I know this because I was in a wedding band. I had to rap that part.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah. So Jay-Z's
that was like being sold off in dowry. Like you didn't care if it was cohesive.
Yeah.
He's got his voice on it. Jay-Z wrote Hard Knock Volume 2 in 98.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Which is a fantastic
Of course it
piece
is.
of art. It is a top 3 hip hop album in my mindset of like what influenced me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to look at all time in what I believe top 3 hip hop albums are, it would not rank top 3. But man, that album at the time for me, unreal. But it also has tunes like Money Cash Hose.
Right.
which it goes into, there's also a Trinity era.
Mm-hmm.
The way Jay did it was so much better though.
Yeah, but so that's why I have a bad taste about Jay-Z, because it's a lot of that. Not all, but I get a lot more of that out of him. So, but I will say this about Jay-Z on this: I think his verse is great.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's such a cool lyricist. He has such a way with delivery. He knows where to put his spot. He's really clever in the sense he'll go, what doesn't this song have? I'm going to go try and get that now.
Except for Crazy in Love.
Something tells me he probably didn't listen to that song before they like just threw it in his lap and he's like, here's something I wrote, and just got to scream it out, and they're like, cool, staple it together.
Yeah. I mean, Crazy in Love is like 1.5 billion streams on Spotify.
Well, it doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, what really happened, he married up.
He did.
Because he was on Crazy in Love,
mm-hmm.
and you're in Beyonce's bed. I would scream anything. Like, it doesn't matter. You win.
Now, have you ever heard Snow Patrol's cover of Crazy in Love?
No, but I imagine it's pretty funny.
It's actually pretty good, and there's no rap in it, which makes it.
That's why you like it.
Yeah.
Nah, I actually like that song in its entirety. I
love that
Jay-Z's
song.
part.
I think it's
I love it.
It's so
I wedding
stupid
DJ
it
enough.
Yeah.
I need it. I think what I really like about it actually is, so the verse, and Beyonce, by the way, props to her at all times. The production in that song leaves her hanging out to dry.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally, I mean, I'm sure there may have been a reference pitch when they were recording, they removed it,
mm-hmm.
but her verses are just her singing perfectly over just percussion.
Right.
And there's a non-distinct orchestral stab that could be used as a reference tone. Hard to say.
Right.
That same part in the verse is used literally verbatim as a loop for Jay-Z's rap later, and it's a sick thing to rap over. It's really a dope, like full percussive line.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, if like the part sounds good, if you don't pay attention to the words that are coming out of his mouth, which are asinine in that song.
Yeah, I mean, he says nothing about love at all.
I mean, he does mention his relationship with her.
Yeah,
for
yeah, it doesn't add to the story of the song.
No, it's fucking dumb.
No, it's great.
Yeah.
I love it. You leave Home Alone. But I had to look back and see when Volume 2 dropped. Yeah, 98 is when Volume 2 dropped. And honestly, after Blueprint 2, I think I don't really care about anything else anyway.
We will talk about.
Oh, we'll talk about Jay-Z.
Ye-Z.
More than once, I'm positive.
That
you
is
have to. Oh, look at that. He has a Unplugged live on MTV 2001 wearing a white t-shirt. That's
Nice.
dope. I kind of would be into that.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he had girls on that one. And that's when H to the that's when that dropped. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait.
All right,
I'm going to listen to this album later. All right. So there's your tunes, right? Do we have anything else?
No, I actually do like this remix as much as I just crapped on Jay-Z. Mostly it's my, so I didn't grow up with him. I do recognize his talent, of course.
I grew up with him.
But, and when we get to Jay-Z content, you'll hear a different perspective, but I just remember like when Crazy in Love, was that like 2003, something like that?
Yeah, probably right around when I graduated. I call it 202.
Yeah, around there. I just remember like loving that song. It's like the rap and Shake It Off.
Don't compare. Stop while you're somewhat ahead.
I'm ahead because it's equivalently stupid what he's saying. Just because it sounds good doesn't mean what he's saying isn't stupid. But anyway, Jay-Z sounds great on this. It's a great addition. Obviously added some
cool take on
gravitas. Yeah. The original's still better.
That exactly. Overall, would you hit it?
I actually think I would, which is interesting because my first couple times through, I'm like, but I'll say it's grown on me.
Yeah, I the album did grow on me a little. Mm-hmm. I think we've made a distinction now a few times where does it deserve its spot on the 500 because of what it did? Here you can see some prominent rap crews, some members, Lil Wayne, a really good producer go at it.
Yeah.
I do not hit this if I was writing the list. I would not put it on my 500 and I wouldn't buy the album. It just, having submerged myself in a lot of kind of like artistic hip hop, it's really hard for me to look at at that age. Mm-hmm. It's hard for me to look at commercial hip hop and I think partially because I didn't grow up in the Magnolia Projects. And I think at my elder ears now, being willing to be like, that shouldn't only represent it. I just didn't like the way they mixed him this entire album.
No, that's bad. And let me be clear. I think it belongs on the list for what it did.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have not.
We need to figure this out in season 2. So forgive us, listeners.
Yeah.
Does it deserve to be on the 500? Yeah. Do I really like it? Will I listen to it again? I probably will go out of my way to put something else on. Yeah,
there are songs I like. I put some songs on here, but
I could build a pretty cool EP out of this.
Yeah.
And that's where I land.
Yeah.
Is it a yes? Is it a no? It's not really a stat today. And if we need a stat for down the road, I'll marry one side of it. But I appreciate having gone through the exercise of listen to it 7 times.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Conclusive that it belongs on the top 500 of all time list.
That is my statement.
As it is mine.
Okay.
And we will then look ahead to the future.
Yeah, to the 469th?
Nice.
469. Album, which is Clandestino.
Oh, another Espanol.
By Manu Chao.
Is it an Espanol?
Is it?
I don't know. It could be Italian? I don't know. I've never heard of this. Ha.
What do you think?
I'm going to go, it feels Spanish to me.
It's French.
Ooh, la la. I love this. Okay, cool. Let's try it out.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of this project. We don't get to really choose it.
Yeah.
It comes to us. Well,
actually, to be honest with you, I don't really know. There's French songs on here. I haven't looked into. I know nothing about this.
Yeah, we don't do the research.
There are French titles and there's Spanish sounding titles on here, so it's hard to say.
Okay, maybe it rides the line. Maybe this is like a French Spanish Riviera thing.
Yeah, but by next week we will be experts.
We.
That's with an O.
Yeah, that's right. And no apostrophe. Well, it's been a real fun time talking about this album. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
I'm still Dan Woodard.
And we will still see you /hear you /feel you next week.
Love you. Bye-bye.
That was a show about the album 400 Degreez by Juvenile. Juvie's great, but Mannie is the star of the show.
Backwards Beats Podcast is a Tuna-Wood production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.